Too blessed to be stressed. Hashtag too blessed to be stressed. This is my mother's mug, not mine. Disclaimer. What's up, guys? It's been like a week. I apologize for the only one upload. I really do. I sincerely want to be getting out 2 to 3 videos a week. So, by the way, guys, we just hit 60K. You guys are nuts. You're insane. I want to know, actually, I'm going to put a poll right here. How many of you actually fingerboard? Or do some of y'all watch me and you just, enjoy the content? But I promised a giveaway at 60K, and that's exactly what I'm gonna bring to y'all. And this giveaway, I really want to focus on all the new faces I'm seeing on the channel. There's a whole lot of new commenters and people that are consistently liking, and I know these are fresh faces, so I want to be able to introduce people into the community in a way that I did kind of when I first started my channel, which is by buying a whole bunch of broken knuckle completes. So I'm gonna be giving away 5 broken knuckle completes. There's gonna be 5 people that are gonna win. And here are the requirements to enter into the giveaway. All you gotta do is post a clip of your favorite trick. It can be a flat ground trick, it can be a combo, I don't care. Post a clip of your favorite trick onto Instagram at me, at ChubyMuffinFB, and put the hashtag ChubbyGiveaway60K. Do those 2 things and you're entered into the giveaway. You can't post multiple clips, you can enter one time only. I'm gonna be using these clips for kind of like a fan compilation type of thing. So just posting a clip gives you an equal entry. It's not gonna be like a challenge or something like that. So go get those clips, because you might be in the next video, or the next video after the 60K special video. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get into the video today. Today we have a very highly requested video, and I mean, boom, look at all those. Look, let me bring them close. Look at all those. Bunch of people want to see this video, and I don't blame them, because I do flex this trick a lot. This is something that I end with in skate. I finally landed this trick into a nose grind a while back, if y'all saw that edit. It's a very difficult trick, and it's one of the most recent flat ground tricks that I've actually, mastered, in my opinion. I wouldn't even say mastered, to be honest, because I don't even catch these most of the time, and the only way to master a trick is if you can slap it down before it hits the ground. But I know how to do these, I know how to land them. It's not always the cleanest thing in the world, but it counts, you know what I mean? And the trick I'm talking about is the Nollie laser flip. Let's see if I can get one first try. If I land this first try, you gotta like the video. Alright, first try. This is sketchy, come on. What was that, 6th, 7th try? I don't know. I don't have these as consistent as I want. Sometimes I'm better, sometimes I'm not. I'm gonna be teaching y'all how to do this trick today. And first I wanna start with a little backstory. The person that inspired me to learn this trick, shout out to Wolfgang, okay? At Wolfgang right here. Check out his YouTube, check out his Instagram. He was the person that I saw do Nollie laser flips and all these other crazy combos when I was coming up in the scene and whatnot, and about two and a half years ago now. I really wanted my style to be like him. That's what I replicated. That's what I went for. That's the inspiration that I got from him. And I still think he's an incredible fingerboarder today, one of the best ever, in my opinion. So definitely go check him out. But the person who actually taught me the trick is my homie Dylan at Wheelbite. I'll have him right here as well. He had this trick on lock. He has a whole arsenal. I hate that word so much. He has a whole arsenal of tricks lined up. Just nutty, weird shit that no one's doing, and I learned a lot of tricks from that man. I learned late flips, Nollie late flips from that man. I learned kick flip, late impossible. All the clips are on my Instagram, and I'll actually show you right here because I documented my process of learning the Nollie laser flip. So take a look at this. Ooh. And the first thing that you have to do in order to get this trick is your finger positioning, right? I used to do Nollie laser flips one way, right? And it was like you pop it up in the air really hard and it spins and you get the rotation. but it doesn't look all that great. It doesn't look all that great at all. Those aren't real nice. Being able to kink your fingers and then pop it and catch it, it's just such a cleaner look. It's the proper way to do it, in my opinion, on a fingerboard. If you get the rotation and land it, then by all means, do what you want to do. But if you want to learn how to do them all real nice-like, where it looks all good on your fingers, that's what you need to do. The finger positioning that you need for this trick, it's very awkward and it's not gonna be easy, but you're kinking your fingers, right? You're kinking them just like that. And you're putting it to where your hand is kind of like sideways. You see how I'm tilting my hand right here? Shut up, phone. When you put your fingers on the board, you're kind of gonna be like, your hand is almost gonna be perpendicular to the plane of the board. Almost like that. To where you have this front index finger, and this works for lefties as well. I mean, regardless. Goofy or regular, you know what I mean. You put your index finger in the dip, right there, and then you put your middle finger, you always have to put it on the edge. You have to feel that concave or you're not gonna get the rotation. I usually put it about halfway up, so right in between both sets of bolts, just like that. And let me show you, yeah, just like that. But you have to kink those fingers, and before you do the trick, you really have to kink that index finger. You have to get that bend in there or you won't get the scoop and the flick you need. Because I do these tricks, I call it pressure style, you know what I mean? A pressure flip occurs because you put pressure down on one part of the board and it rotates and it wraps around and it looks like an inward heel flip, regardless on a fingerboard. But on a pressure flip on a skateboard, you can clearly tell. But I gotta do it pressure style because I put a lot of pressure with my index finger right on the nose there and I just scoop it out. The first step is just being able to kink your fingers and get some kind of scoop out. Because as soon as you can get some flick out of the board, as soon as you can get it away from yourself or just flick it out in general, or just make it come back down, if you can get that rotation, that's step one. Getting that rotation in itself is very awkward and it feels weird on the fingers. And I understand if this takes a while. Then the next step is trying to get it in a vertical fashion. So when you pop the board, you don't want to flick it out. You don't want to, shoot it directly out. You want to be able to have some control, because if you're doing Nollie laser flips where you shoot it out, you have to come over here to land it. No, we're not doing that. Get that rotation, and if you're getting that rotation very frequently, then you're ready to move on. But if you're not, keep focusing until you can get that kind of rotation. And the rotation that I'm talking about, I didn't even break this trick down. A Nollie laser flip consists of a Nollie frontside 360 pop shove it, and it's also a combination of a Nollie heel flip. Now, do you need to know Nollie heel flips before you do this trick? I don't think so. I don't really think so. I didn't have Nollie heel flips completely down. I still don't even have them very consistent. That's the thing. Nollie heel flips have always been a huge struggle for me, and sometimes I have better days than others, but as you can see right now, guys, I'm struggling. And yet if I want to do this Nollie laser flip, I land that first try. Like, come on. It's a completely different trick in my book, so you don't really need to have Nollie heels down. Leave comments down below on more trick tips that I should do, because I like doing these. We have your finger positioning. You're finally getting the rotation you need. What's next? You need to be able to keep it in that confined space. So when you're doing this rotation and you're doing this motion, you want to be able to, when you pop that board for your awkward flick, you want to just pop your hand up just a little bit. Because when you're first getting that rotation, you're not going to want to move your hand upwards. You're not going to want to go with the flow like a normal trick would go, So make sure that when you're popping this trick, that you're moving your hand upwards, coming back down, trying to come back down on it. Over rotation is a big issue that I used to have when I was first doing this trick, and it would look all wonky, and then I'd slap it down and be the ugliest shit in the world. I'll show you a clip here.
Was that it?
This was like probably one of the first times that I actually land the trick on camera. It doesn't look all that great, but I definitely count that. And if you're landing them like that, I definitely count that. If you land that in a game of skate against me, I'm not saying anything to you. I'm congratulating you. I'm shaking your hand, Mr. Governor. I've always kept my Nollie laser flips extremely low. That's why I don't catch them that. Because when I keep them low, that was a good one right there. When I keep them low, it's easier to maintain in that little space. Because if you do them high, then you're just gonna over-rotate. Another big issue is that if you ever wanna get these to where you can land them into, you know, a grind or a slide or whatnot, you're gonna have to know how to pop them high and catch them. And that's something I'm still working on myself. But landing them flat, you can keep them low, you know, and just land them on the ground just like that. Now most of these you'll see that I'm actually not catching them, and that's because this is such a weird rotation that even I'm not that great at catching this trick yet, and I can admit to that. By the way, check out this great Flint board, guys. Shout out to Flint for the insane quality fingerboard. This is probably one of my favorite setups I've ever had, and this Flint is just butter. There's not really much I can say after those distinct things, other than when you're rotating the board, you just need to get your hands out of the way. It's like you almost want the board to do the work for you. That's not usually the way I teach. You know, your fingers are control of the board. But in this case, when you're flicking with that index finger, you just want to let it do what it needs to do and get out the way. Literally, you want to do what it needs to do, get out of the way, go right up top. So if you're struggling to keep it within the same frame, just don't even try to catch it. Just make sure that it stays on the same kind of plane. And if you see that grip tape come around, slap that thing down, you know? Just like that. Let's see how many I can get in a row. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
It's a hard trick to explain. I don't know if I've done a good job. I feel like I'm leaving something out. But make sure to keep your hand kind of perpendicular to the board itself. Kink that finger, really kink that finger in the nose here, and then keep that middle finger on the side. The only way that I'm ever able to do this trick is if I start my roll up and I go, okay, let me set myself. All right, let's go. You know, it's just one of those tricks that you have to kind of make sure your fingers are in the correct placement. That's the only way it's going to work, because if my fingers are in a slightly weird location, you're not going to get the right rotation whatsoever. I'm going to run some slow-mos now and commentate over this, stop it in certain areas. We're just gonna do a real nice slow-mo breakdown. This footage is running 20% slower. Now let me pause this immediately because I want to break down exactly what's happening. We'll go frame by frame here. You see the index finger very kinked in that positioning, and the first thing that I do is I push it down and the nose does tap the ground. Now with some nollie tricks, specifically ones I do, the nollie heel, nollie kickflip, I don't actually pop the trick consistently, and I can still get a controlled rotation without actually tapping the tail, the nose, down to the ground. I don't recommend this, but for your nollie lasers, you almost always have to make sure that that nose slaps the ground. At this point, you can see my index finger is completely straight. The kink is completely undone, and the board is about to start its rotation. Now, I feel like my middle finger does not do much whatsoever, and that it is all in the index finger, because as you can see, it doesn't scrape against anything. It doesn't cause a rotation. I feel like it just gets out of the way. And as you can see, it starts to come around, and we slap it down. Now, it wasn't a catch, but there you go. In fast motion, we'll take a look at it. Oop, the mouse was there the entire time, my bad. Just like that. Beautiful nollie laser flip. All right, the second one comes around. Boom, beautiful. Let's take a look from this angle, frame by frame. As you can see, that middle finger just gets out of the way. It doesn't do much, but other than stabilize you. You're on your front truck here, you pop it, index finger gets out the way, and the rotation comes around. This was a good one. See, I almost got the catch there. Beautiful, just like that. Coming down, you can see the hand starts off a little bit diagonal, and then it goes directly parallel when I pop the board. Touches the ground, that middle finger gets right out of the way, you can see that. The kink comes uncurled in the index finger, the board rotates, and we slap it down. That wasn't the prettiest one in the world. This happens sometimes when you over-rotate, and that's what I did there. Hits with the nose first. Wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but we landed bolts, and that's what matters. Last but not least, we got the top view. You can see with this one how I just kind of, I have them kinked but not too kinked, and sometimes you don't need to curl them too hard. And I get my hand out the way. You can see the pop down there, As you pop it down, you unkink that index finger. Board rotates. Grip comes back around. And a catch. What a beautiful Nollie laser flip. Let's look at that again. Just perfect. Just perfect. This has been your slow-mo breakdown. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. I appreciate all of you. I'm leaving for California tomorrow, and I'm gonna be there for 4 days. Incredibly excited. Can't wait to see y'all out in G8. It's gonna be so much fun. So, because I am leaving for California, I will not be uploading on Friday, but as soon as I get back, we're hopping on the regular schedule again, the Tuesday, Friday upload schedule, and I'm gonna have so much footage. We're gonna have a vlog, we're gonna have challenge videos, a full house edit. We got an Airbnb out there. I'm so hyped, bro. Thank you again for 60K, guys. By the way, giveaway ends, let's say April 1st, the giveaway ends, and hopefully another one will begin. Thank you again for watching. I love y'all.